The road had been long, but the real journey was just beginning. After 3 years of desert silence and a midnight escape in a basket, Paul finally did the one thing he feared most. He went back to Jerusalem. He wasn't there to arrest people this time. He was there to meet the men who had actually walked with Jesus. Imagine the tension in that room. Peter, John, and the other apostles, looking at the man who had authorized the execution of their friends. It wasn't an easy handshake. It was a collision of two worlds. But when they saw the scars Paul now carried for the same gospel they preached, the wall of suspicion finally crumbled. The hunter was officially one of the 12. But Paul wasn't meant to stay in Jerusalem. He was a man on fire, and that fire was about to spread across the Roman Empire. This wasn't a peaceful tour. It was a spiritual war zone. On his first missionary journey, Paul stepped into Cyprus and faced off against a sorcerer, blinding him with a word to prove the power of the living God. In Lystra, the crowds were so fickle, they went from trying to worship him as a Greek god to stoning him and leaving him for dead outside the city gates in a matter of hours. They thought they had finished him. They were wrong. Paul got back up, brushed the dust and blood off his robe, and walked right back into the city. Then came the storms. If you think your life is chaotic, imagine being tossed into the Mediterranean Sea, watching the ship break apart under the weight of a hurricane. Paul survived 3 different shipwrecks. He spent a night and a day drifting in the open deep, clinging to nothing but a piece of wood and a promise from God. Why did he keep going? Why endure the lashings, the hunger, the cold, and the constant threat of assassination? Because for Paul, the monster he used to be was a shadow compared to the light he now served. He wasn't just traveling. He was planting the seeds of a movement that would outlast the Roman Empire itself. Every letter he wrote from a cold prison cell, every miracle performed in a crowded marketplace, was a brick in the foundation of the church we know today. He went from holding the coats of those who killed the first martyr to being the man who would eventually lay down his own life in Rome. So as we look at this incredible transformation, I have to ask, is there any part of your story you think is too messy for God to use? Paul started as the ultimate villain, but he ended as the ultimate messenger. If there was hope for him, there is more than enough hope for you. The journey of the Apostle Paul teaches us one thing: your past may be written, but with God your future is still an open book.